Hi readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, and welcome if you're new. I know I got some new subscribers recently, and I'm very happy to see that, and I'm happy that you're here with me. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you in this community, but that certainly is up to you. But today is my first check-in on the bucket list readathon. I'm so excited about this. There's challenges, prompts, all kinds of things you can do, and I am slowly but surely winding up into the fray, so to speak. I began this month really awkwardly in terms of reading. I was just doing the minimum, really, especially on my buddy read with my friend Jane, which I'm sad about, but I just can't seem to get, or couldn't seem to get in the groove. I'm hoping I'm in the groove now, but it took me a bit. So I had a day off yesterday, and mostly off. And so what I did was I pretty much mostly read all day. It was just lovely. So let's talk about what I've read so far. There's 3 books that I've finished, and then we're going to talk about what's next for me in terms of the scavenger hunt prompts. Now, these are a part of the booktubers that participated. We all did a video. Danny at Danny Dabbles is the host of this bucket list readathon, if you didn't know. And she's been doing a video each day, focusing on one of our videos that we're sort of recommending to you, a book or a couple of books that would fit in those particular scavenger hunt prompts. So mine has been viewed already, so that's probably where I got some of you new subscribers, but also my prompt is going to be fulfilled today because I finished a book that would do that. So let's get started. All right, so the first book I read this month, slowly but surely, it was like a full push to the end, though, and that's 50/50 by Steve Kavanaugh. I think this is book 5 in his series with this particular lawyer who also solves these mysteries, Eddie Flynn. I love this so much that I do want to get to another Eddie Flynn like super fast. But I'm also just, being mindful of what I have on my list and what I have to do. But I absolutely love this. I've talked about it before. I'm just going to remind you, 2 sisters, father is murdered. They both call 911. They both say that their father has been murdered and that their sister did it. And both of those sisters are now going to go on trial. And there's, of course, a 50/50 chance that one of them did, or there's also a 50/50 chance that both of them could go to jail. You just never know. But it was very suspenseful. It was a little slower in the middle. I loved the way it ended. I was completely surprised. And so that was absolutely fantastic. So for that challenge, what's interesting is I could have added this to the puzzle challenge or the mystery challenge, but I didn't because I wasn't sure if that was going to be needed for another book that I read. And so I chose it for Puppy Love. I know that's really surprising, but Puppy Love, the category is to read a book about a pet or, someone who has a pet, something like that. And in this particular book, one of the characters has found a stray dog, and that dog stays with you through the entire book in some fashion or form. And so that to me was just perfect. So that is Puppy Love, and I am complete with another Steve Kavanaugh book. And I think I'm going to start at book number 1, although you don't have to. You can start anywhere you want. The next one I finished was yesterday, and this was a book I've been working on for a bit. This is my Book of the Month Club finish for the month as well. This is Julie Clark's The Ghostwriter. I have read another book by Julie Clark. I was really anticipating this one, and I was struggling with it for a really long time, I will admit. But again, that was probably me. I actually read about, I would say, 125 maybe even 150 pages yesterday. I really got down and determined to get this finished, and I really enjoyed this. This follows my own prompt in the scavenger hunt, which is all the books, which is to read a book about a book or a book within a book. So for now, I'm going with this, but I still might read another book within a book this month. You never know, or next month, because I think I'm going to do this for 2 months in some form or fashion. But I really like this. I've set it up before, but this is a book about a woman whose father is has been suspected of having murdered his siblings when he was a younger boy. They did not convict him for that murder or those murders, but people have always thought that he did. He became an author. He wrote many, many books. And in this particular book, he wants her to ghostwrite his story of what happened in that particular instance. He is an older guy now. They are very estranged and have been for a long time. So for her to agree to do this is quite a big deal. It changes her in many, many ways, but it really does follow this story of this book and of what she's going to put in it and the process of her investigating and interviewing people and asking her father a lot of questions and all of that in order to continue to write this book. I really liked it in the end. It picked up for me just like I needed it to. So I'm happy that I got that one read. And okay, and the last one fulfills a prompt that Cliff sent in, and that is Cliff's Dark Gems. So go check him out as well. This prompt is challenge yourself, read a book completely outside of your comfort zone, a book from a genre you've been avoiding. I don't necessarily guess that I'm consistently or aware that I'm avoiding them, but I do generally not pick up graphic novels. They're just not necessarily something that I read a lot of, but I really enjoyed this, and I found one that I thought would really work for me. And it was on Kindle Unlimited. So this is The Secret Garden, a graphic novel by Hannah Luchtfeld and Mariah Marsden. This has a 4.4 rating on Goodreads, and it was really, really good. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. I will say if I were to do this again, I would not read a graphic novel on my Kindle, just so you know. It's black and white, so there's that. The illustrations were really nice. They were really lovely, and I enjoyed them. And once I figured out how to see them in a larger way, I was fine. But it was a bit of an adjustment for me. But I did enjoy this. The Secret Garden is a classic, one of my favorites, about a young girl who's now orphaned and is sent to live with a family member that she's never really met. She's very stubborn and obstinate about this move. The people who live in this house are not particularly kind. The man never speaks to her, nor his own son that lives in this mansion. The people that are there to take care of her, there's a couple that are nice, but generally speaking, these are not great. She meets a friend. She starts to connect with her friend. She discovers a secret garden, and the rest goes on from there. But this stayed true to the book for sure, but it was also just a lovely sort of new take on it, an illustration of these characters. I really enjoyed it a lot. And if you like books about nature, if you like books about found family, those kinds of things, this one I would say is a good one. And it's, like I said, it's a classic. So let's talk about what I'm going to read next. So I'm going to share with you the next two books that I'm going to read and what prompts that those will fulfill if I choose to finish them. So let me open up my prompts notes here because I can't do it without them. The first one I'm going to read fulfills the prompt that Margaret from The Word and Third on YouTube has prompted us to read. This is called What the Hype? Pick that hyped book you're curious about, see if it's worth it, or hype up your favorite book creator with under 5,000 followers. So that's your task if you should just choose to do it. I'm going to read My Friends by Fredrik Backman. Look, I love Fredrik Backman, so you're probably saying, how could you not love this? Here's why. I don't know that I'm not going to love this, but I started it and I was like, oh, this is complex. This is really deep. And I just was in a slump. So I'm just going to say that. But I thought, I'm not sure that this is going to propel me into this book like some of his others have. But I do love him, and so many people have loved this book and continue to talk about it, and I feel like, why wouldn't it be good? I love Fredrik Backman, but I am slightly concerned that it won't live up to this hype that everybody is sharing. So this is why I picked this one. And also, this is a book club read for me later, certainly, but it would be nice to start it now because it's not small. And again, I started it and it was a little tricky. The other one that I'm going to read on my Kindle is going to fulfill the prompt from Leandra at Leandra and the TBR. And this is the now or never prompt. Read a book you don't want left unread going into 2026, or start that new hobby task that you've been putting off, because she actually, some people have added an activity that you could do in response to the prompt. Okay, this one is Theo of Golden by Alan Levy or Levy or Levi. I'm not sure. This one is a book that has also had a lot of hype, but a lot of friends of mine who I really trust and enjoy have read it. I've known about this book for a while. Krista at Books and Jams read it earlier this year and she loved it. She could not stop talking about this book, so much so that we talked about it again on the BookTube Besties retreat in the summer. And we all said, oh gosh, we're adding this to the list. This is also on Kindle Unlimited, so I have temporarily borrowed it, and it's on ebook, obviously, and I can't wait. So this is about a man named Theo who goes to a small town named Golden. And he's never been there before. He goes into a coffee shop where a lot of people are enjoying their coffee, and there are paintings or drawings or something, artwork all over the wall. There's a number of them. He is really admiring these, and so he purchases one by one. He continues to go back to the coffee shop. He continues to purchase another one, and he's determined to return these to their rightful owner, which is in quotes in the synopsis. So my sense is perhaps the artist isn't the rightful owner, like he's not returning it to the artist, but I don't know. I have no idea. But apparently this book is emotionally beautiful. It is unique. It is soothing. It's just, it touches everyone, apparently. Like, it really is an incredible read from what I understand. Has a 4.67 rating on Goodreads, you guys. So seriously, can't beat that, right? I feel like it's now, or, I don't want to wait till January. I really want to get this one done. It's set in the spring, so that's my only hesitation for putting this on the list now, because I do enjoy books that are set in the same season, but this one is set in the summer. So there you go. I'm going to just be all over the place, but I want to fulfill these challenges or these prompts. And I also want to get some backlist books off my shelves as well. This one is not as backlisty, but certainly it's been sitting here waiting for me to read it. So there you go. Thanks for joining me today. If you're participating in Bucket List Readathon, let me know what you're reading and what you've enjoyed so far. If you're not, you can check it out at Danny Dabbles. You can do it till the end of the year if you should choose to do it, or just look at the videos that she's got. There's one of each of us that have been a part of these scavenger hunt prompts, and so you can see a video almost every day. I've really enjoyed doing this. It's been a great readathon to participate in. I plan to participate in this every year because it's a perfect thing to do at the end of the year. So if you're not participating, let me know what you're reading. I know there's a lot of people who are doing NetGalley November, Nonfiction November. There's so many things that are happening right now. It's just so much fun to watch the YouTube content creations. And then, of course, the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees are out. And so people are all abuzz about that too. So let me know what you're abuzz about, what's really drawing you in lately, what books have drawn you in, what books have maybe been overhyped for you. Whatever you want me to know, put it in the comments below. And thanks again for joining me. And I will see you again soon once I have finished My Friends and Theo of Golden. Happy reading. Bye.